In this discussion of whether America is a republic or a democracy, it's sometimes forgotten that there's another side to America's political identity, and that's America as a federation. A federation operates on the idea that there's a division of power between a federal and local government, most often for the sake of providing local autonomy and governance that is closer to populations and communities, like in the case of Germany, with its federal states, or Russia, with its federal republics or oblasts. But that division of power varies widely from country to country, and in the United States, there's a long lingering question of just how much power is the federal government actually supposed to have versus that allotted to the state governments. Well, what does the Constitution tell us? Article 1, Section 8 enumerates the powers of the federal government, or at least the lawmaking legislative branch, saying it has the power to tax, spend, regulate interstate commerce, manage foreign policy, print money, provide for the national defense, all very straightforward abilities. Then comes Amendment 10 of the Bill of Rights. All powers not delegated to the federal government are reserved for the states. In plain English, that means, the federal government will handle the big stuff when it comes to running a country, but the state and local governments have the real say when it comes to the big stuff of our day-to-day lives, schools, policing, regulations. But of course, we can't forget the Supremacy Clause, and that simply states that if a state law stands in direct conflict with the federal government's ability to do its job, the federal government wins out. But again, only if a state law interferes with the federal government fulfilling its limited responsibilities. We touched on this briefly in our last video about gerrymandering, which you can watch here. Florida is a very interesting and dynamic case study in the modern day, as it really has appeared to be flexing the muscles of state power in recent years, attempting to do more to control its local policy than other states around the union, and perhaps in a way test the boundaries of state over federal power, as was especially apparent during the COVID pandemic when Florida decided to keep its economy moving while others froze. Of course, as time goes on, as America grows as a country and lifestyles change, the U.S. has needed to continuously relearn how to balance its state and federal relationships without losing sight of the constitutional framework laid out by the founders.